Hi, I'm Andrea from Cotswold Menopause. I'm the shiatsu and Chinese medicine practitioner, and I've been specializing now in menopause for 6, 7 years. Today we did about an hour long talk on really diving in what's going on and how you can resolve your symptoms. But this is going to be a whistle stop, 5 minutes, just highlights for the women that haven't got the time to catch up on an hour long. I do really appreciate it. So let's dive in with stages. So it's the big yellow circle we care about right now, because a lot of women are coming to this with perimenopausal symptoms, which means you're still got periods. But if you're watching this and you're in the menopause stage of heat symptoms, don't worry, it's absolutely all covered. And everything I say for the perimenopause absolutely goes for the menopause. It's just we can catch it a little sooner. But everything I say in the next 5 minutes applies to any stage. You might be post-menopause and then got symptoms. That happens, and there's a very specific reason for it. But what I highlighted on this slide initially was about the difference between progesterone and estrogen, and how it's in decline anyway, the progesterone, but then it is suppressed also by the stress hormone cortisol. And cortisol is really the third hormone that plays havoc during your menopause transition, and it's the one not talked about. And it's not one that you don't need more of it. You've actually got too much of it, and it, like I said, it suppresses the progesterone, gives this difference between progesterone and estrogen, and that's where a lot of symptoms are caused. But also this can carry on through menopause. It's just that this is why the current perimenopause in the West is so bad, because of the suppression of progesterone. So it's becoming more magnified what's going on. But then later on, you might have erratic or lowering estrogen plus low progesterone plus high cortisol. And then you might be postmenopause and you've still got high cortisol. And actually, what we talked about today is actually it keeps coming back to high cortisol levels, low nutrition levels. And then if you've got night sweats, technically that's a toxin related symptom. So what causes that? And actually, it's one of the quickest wins in resolving your symptoms is to remove your night sweats and get back a big, 90-minute to hour chunk of your sleep. So because I do this from the basis of Chinese medicine, it's really handy to know if you're a hot or cold person. So a cold person wears lots of layers, a hot person gets too hot too quickly. Hot people like doing cold water swimming, cold people want a sauna. So if you're a person that has hot flushes, how are you when you're not flushing? The likelihood is most women can still be cold, but there's some that just feel hot all of the time. And this is the basis of how I work. Knowing if you're a hot or cold person is actually going to help us understand what's driving your symptoms, how they're going to build up, how it affects you. So this is my new symptoms pyramid. As you can see, hot flushes right at the top there. And they are a culmination of everything that comes beforehand. The warning signs are there beforehand. Hot flushes don't just happen overnight, they happen because of very real physiological changes that have been going on in your bodies for years. But cold people notice the blue symptoms. That's where I was 6, 7 years ago. Notice the blue symptoms a lot more. So they almost have the early warning system. The hotter you are, the more active you are, the more on the go you are, you might not notice any of the blue symptoms. You may not even notice that you're getting gut issues and things going on in the purple. You might notice you're getting more colds. But then as you move into the green and orange sections, it could be that you're getting mood swings and irritability. And this all builds up to the hot flushes. And it is not a rite of passage to have hot flushes. You want a menopause without them because they are cardiovascular distress. And of course, the biggie post menopause is how do we protect our heart, our brain, and our bones? Well, if I take you down to jump over to that one, what you can do about it, then you can see that if you sort out symptoms as they appear, and it's never too late. Honestly, the body is so forgiving. It's never too late. So even if you're watching this post menopause, it's not too late. Um, Understanding and adding in nutrition, strengthening your gut so that then the nutrition goes further. Bit of liver cleansing probably needed if you've got heat. It's beneficial for everybody actually. If you've got a good liver, you shouldn't get a thyroid problem. So if you're just at the point of thinking, my thyroid, they're telling me I might need medication, clean up your liver, make these changes. You may never need thyroid medication. So there's tons you can do, and it's all, as somebody said to me, well, it's all practical sound advice. Yes, it is. You just need to understand why you need to do it. And actually, one of the biggest issues right now is that perimenopause for women is Western stress. And in fact, if you're menopause, having a horrendous menopause with hot flushes, it's Western stress. If you've got through the menopause and you now mysteriously have menopause symptoms, it is Western stress. So what do I mean by Western stress? Well, yes, lifestyle is a contributing factor. Being saying yes to everything, being a caregiver, all of those things actually take their toll on your own physical stress. But also, you may not be aware about the sheer depletion of nutrition in food. So your mother's generation would have got an apple with 80% more magnesium than you are now, and magnesium deficiency is a biggie. So stress is becoming more and more prevalent in a woman's body. And then the menopause is a reflection of your perimenopause, or as I say, it's your health magnified. But what I do say is, if you think of your menopause as more about your health than your hormones, because your hormones are changing anyway, but actually it's the health imbalances with the stress and nutrition that are making it more magnified, more noticeable. So I want to put the control back in your hands, and that is for you to be empowered and know the changes to make. And that's what this whole talk was about. And of course, this is the quick recap, but if I've piqued your interest, I've given you the whole talk as I recorded it on the day. So we went through understanding the changes you can make to your body. We went through sleep, nutrition. This is the really important graph. You need more nutrition to combat and bring down cortisol. Bring down cortisol, you bring down your symptoms. I explained why plant-based supplements are the ones you need. We went through exercise myths, how exercise can make it all worse. What else did we do? Definitely self-care, at work, positivity. And then I asked the ladies to say, what was the one thing you took away from today that was really beneficial, and that started some good chats. And then I had next steps. So next steps are that you can, actually, let's use that one. You can contact me for a free chat if you're actually thinking, do you know what, I just need help, and maybe a consultation's right for me. Then book that chat and we'll decide if it's right for you. But if you're in an earlier stage, it might be that if you follow the steps, my book, Understand Your Menopause, is actually step-by-step changes. So it's not just reading about it, it's helping you make actions and changes. Women see incredible results just following through the book. But if you want to go dive a bit deeper and you want access to every single guide I sell, every single thing I've done, I throw it all into the 28 days video series, as well as the 5-part video series, stepping you through making the changes. And the whole point of it being 28 days is so that you feel better in 28 days. So that's the video series, and there'll be a link in either this email or coming email with 30% off if that interests you. I also have my free supplements guide at Cotswold Menopause. I have something for everyone. Just please reach out. Please take some action, because your symptoms are a catch-22, and the only way you're going to intervene is by thinking positively, being a bit more open-minded, and taking an action that is positive for you. And end of whistle stop recap. See you soon.